the biggest takeaway from this game is it was good to get a lot of players out there, their first real minutes, of the season. I think that there's obviously a couple things that really concern us from this game. One, we turned the ball over way too many times, and they had quite a few offensive rebounds. I think defensively, it's you're trying to defend 50, 60 some odd misses in this game, and they did a better job of tracking those balls down, especially in the second half. But it's a good win for us. We've got a big challenge on Saturday, and look forward to that and move on. And watch some film tomorrow and get ready for a good game Saturday night.
What do you attribute the turnovers to? Is it just mental mistakes or just?
Well, I think that they do a lot of things defensively. They jump in and out of things. I think that tonight, most of the turnovers were turnovers when we were trying to share the ball. We had a couple of aggressive drives that they did a good job of taking from us, but I really think that a lot of it was maybe just their aggressiveness and how they kind of go after. I think they play defense to steal. That's kind of what it looks like when you watch their films, is that they like to get their hand in there and take the ball from you. And we were just soft with the ball. We just weren't as. The thing is, I thought we really cleaned it up after halftime. I mean, we talked about it, but we had 13 at half, and I think 10 in the second half. So it just kind of, and our big guys would put the ball on the floor, and they did a good job of really covering down and just kind of going to take it from us. So a lot of things we can show, a lot of things we can work on.
Are we starting to see a little bit more about what Elijah can do? It seems a little more comfortable.
Yeah, I think every time we see him, he's getting a little more aggressive and playing more, on attack. I think he's. I've said this before, but I really like about this team is 4, 5, 6, top guards that we have. That they obviously they're all really talented offensive players, but they all play a little bit different. They're not the same guy, and that's the real strength of their game. Each one of them is a little bit different, and I think that can help us be a little more diverse.
What are your impressions on the players that don't typically get a lot of playing time on their performance tonight?
I thought that we subbed pretty early at 8 minutes, and got a lot of those guys in there, and most of those guys got 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes tonight, which is it's good. It's good to get their feet wet, and I think that trying to stay together in a system when you figure the game is maybe out of hand as far as the score is concerned. I thought they did a good job of running our stuff. A lot of defensive lapses, but it's good film that we can actually watch and teach from. And some of those guys are really, it's all kind of up in the air. Some of those guys are going to be real big pieces to this group, and other guys are going to be real big pieces to us, but probably won't see a lot of time. And we'll figure that out over the next couple, 3, 4 weeks.
Was there anything specific that you guys told Yoli that he figured out that's allowed him to stay out of foul trouble? It looked like, at least initially, that might be a concern that he's been able to stay out of that sense.
Well, I think that we've spent a lot of time with him. Our coaches spent a lot of time. We watched the officiating video, together as a group, trying to just to educate all of us on how it's going to be called. And I think tonight was a little bit of an adjustment from the other night. But what I really want to do is just take the officials totally out of this and have a deep enough team and have a group of guys that are smart enough to be able to just play. And, however it's being called, that we can just deal with it and fight through it.
What did you like offensively when you guys got that great start to the game, great start to the second half, where you didn't commonalities in those minutes?
Well, I think that, that group that we start each half, and then Elijah's had maybe last 2 weeks has been in most of our practice. That group is probably the group that has played together the most, or practiced together the most. And I think they, that they're getting confidence in their ability, they're learning each other a little bit better. I think that we do a really good job of initially really looking inside. And I think that's a real strength of this team. We get that ball in our post guys and then make some positive plays. I mean, Yoli's 15 rebounds tonight, though, were pretty impressive. I mean, that was a real bright spot. That, not only can you stay on the floor, as far as competing, staying out of foul trouble, but actually really having an impact on the game. He blocked a few shots, but he also changed a lot of shots. And so our big guys, I think, are really going to be, they're going to be a real strength and a real factor with this team.
Seemed like in the first half there might have been some lulls in focus. Do you think some of that could be attributed to they knew these guys played last night, or maybe expecting them to be tired?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I think that with young teams especially, their preparation, it needs to be really consistent and really on point, but I think that a lot of times you're affected by, the energy that's in the building when you warm up. It was kind of a late arriving crowd, and, but those are all things we talked about, to prepare ourselves for. And if we want to be, who we want to be and accomplish it, that we've got to be as ready to play every game the same. We just got to be prepared.
Has that maybe helped with this trip playing? I think you guys are playing pretty close every other day for about a week. Does that kind of help you to prepare your guys that much faster like that?
Yeah, we'll see. These quick turnarounds are easier late in the year when your guys have really kind of got the system down and they have a lot more experience. But everyone's doing it, so it's like there's a lot of tournaments now where going on right now where you play 3 straight days in a row. At least with this group in this tournament, we'll play Thursday, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. Which I don't know if we've ever been in a preseason tournament where we've had a day off in between every game. So hopefully that works out well for us.
Coastal Carolina's coach has been there a long time. Cliff House, I think his name is. What do you know about him?
He's been coaching for a long time, and he's a really personable guy. And he and his wife are lifers. They've been doing this for a long time. He's been at 4 different NCAA schools, Division I schools, and won over 150 games at each one. And so, and he's got himself right now. I watched the Coastal Carolina Coppin State game. That was last night, and he's got himself, looks to be another NCAA team that can win that conference and qualify for the tournament. So, it'll be a long day on Saturday with the football game at noon and then our game in the evening. But and hopefully we'll get a good crowd in here and our guys will be ready. All right, thanks, guys.